Hey there, everybody. It's Brian. I wanted to kind of come in at the beginning of this episode and give everyone sort of a heads up. This is going to conclude our series of one-shots that we've been doing. It's a really fun episode with a lot of fun, interesting characters that are definitely going to make an appearance again later. And also, starting next week, we're going to be doing a brand new arc. We're pretty stoked about it. I think it's got the main cast and everything back playing all of their regular characters, and so it should be a super fun time. And to sort of celebrate that, we're doing a bonus episode. It's going to be coming out on Friday, and it will sort of chronicle what all of the characters have been doing in a 3-month time jump inside of the game, and what they've been up to, and what they've been able to accomplish and everything. So look for that on Friday, and then also to sort of celebrate the new arc, we're also going to be doing a giveaway when the new episode comes out. I don't have the format 100% solidified, but it'll probably involve like retweets and hashtags and such. I know that some of the prizes that we're going to be giving away will be like dice forged by me, and probably some other like crafty things, maybe some miniatures that have been painted or little set pieces, anything like that. So just kind of keep an eye out for that on next Monday when the new arc starts and the new episode premieres, and we'll give the details then. I know it's going to be a random drawing, and that's how we're going to pick the folks. So just go ahead, get stoked for that. And that's pretty much it. The proper intro will be coming up here in a second, and we want to say how much we appreciate you sticking with us, listening to us, and kind of going through some of this little bit of world building that we decided to do. And we're very excited for the things that are coming up, and we cannot express how much we dig you guys. So just keep an eye out on our Twitter. It's a Roomware Pod on Twitter. That's what we'll be talking about the giveaway, and enjoy. I appreciate the interview. I think most folks forget that us in the guilds are people. It's nice to remind them that there's a person behind the curtain. I know you wanted to talk about the upcoming fair, but you'll have to excuse me. I'm feeling nostalgic. I mean, I guess I could spin it as nothing is truly new. That everything is built on a foundation of what came before. That we are standing on the shoulders of giants. But I'm old enough to remember a time when we changed the world with whole cloth. When ideas sprang from our minds fully formed with no rival. I was a boy, just old enough to know what was going on in the world when we declared our independence. I not only watched us grow from an upstart city-state to a global trend setter, but I was able to quantifiably affect the world with my own creations. I watched us hit heights never imagined. And when I felt that we weren't pushing far enough, well, I gathered those like-minded individuals to tear down limitations. I do wonder, though, when are we gonna hit a plateau? And I guess more importantly, who or what is gonna push us to climb even higher?
I do not think that it would be a good idea to make that decision unless we have exhausted all other avenues of, shall we say, judicious intervention.
Point of order.
Yes.
Are you making an order as a power?
Yes.
Okay. So current standing order, we will not shut down the fair unless we have no other options.
Well, I don't. We wanna kind of do it as an if then.
Okay.
That makes it easier.
If we put forward a different option, then we will not shut down the fair.
Yes.
Is that a sentence that makes sense?
Well, the order would be something like, if we do not shut down the fair, we will find some other way of dealing with this dwarf. Does that make sense?
Sure. I would prefer not to cause, so it would be seen by some as too much reaction. Perhaps would give him too much credit if we shut down the fair because of this one fjord dwarf. Let's pursue other avenues. Perhaps he and his technology could meet with a little accident. There are many ways to deal with the technology of dwarves.
Okay, that sounds kind of like
Does it feel like
scene?
Okay, cool. Yep. All right.
I'm going to mark cross.
Yep, that feels like a crossroads.
I mark crossroads. Yeah, and then I think there are reactions.
I don't have anything right this second.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
Okay. Cool. Then next up is Emily.
Okay, I was trying to think about this, but I'm not sure. Maybe a scene with Mildred.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm trying to think also if Enix would be entering anything into this fair and therefore would have like a biased approach to it.
This is essentially like this is the Consumer Electronics Show or the E3 of Magic, is the way I'm envisioning it.
Okay, so I wouldn't be...
that. Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense if you could be.
So I am. Okay. So I'm meeting with Mildred at... Let's do your office.
Okay.
Yeah. Your office, there's just another random work thing. Like, we're there for a thing, and I decide to talk to you.
Okay. Is anyone else there?
I don't have a reason to be there. Love.
Okay. Shannon, do you want to be there?
No.
Or is this beneath you?
Probably beneath me.
Probably beneath them.
That's fair. It seems like it might be.
Okay.
So...
Set the scene.
I'm sorry, I was trying to refer to you by your last name and then I lost you.
Vasquez.
Okay. Hi, Miss Vasquez?
Or keep going, I'll be right back.
Yes. It's synth, right?
Yes.
How can I help you?
Sorry, I made some character choices. Ma'am, I was coming to you today for, we've heard that, the fair is coming soon, the tech fair, it happens every year, and, there's been some whispers of a certain dwarf causing trouble there. I just wanted to make sure that everything there would be kosher.
Yes, we have. I have heard of an entry by a Mr. Henry Ford into the Innovation Fair. You might want to speak with Late in order to kind of determine how that might affect the goings on there.
Well, I know we've been working on the project. You know the project. Of course, you know the one that will be entering. You're going through your department. I'm making this up. Definitely. Yeah, we're going through your department.
Mm-hmm.
So we clearly have a vested interest in this this fair. But do you think that maybe the message Mr. Henry is putting forth with his technology is going to be a little counteractive to ours, maybe?
It might be. His technologies are certainly more affordable for the common person. But I think as long as we can show how much better our product is, that it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yes, of course. Do you have any suggestions for how we can show how much better we are? Clearly, we are, right? Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. So I'm going to make an order then.
Okay.
Can you? Oh yeah, you're a power.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were
I am a
perspective
power.
for some reason.
I am not a perspective. I took power first. And
Let it be known.
and my order is going to be that if we do not stop the fair, then I will help put forward a law that makes magic preferable as a technology, if that makes sense. Like a tax break
Yeah.
kind of
So
shit.
I kind of reworded it. It's like if we do not stop the fair, then there will be a law that gives magic an advantage in the market.
Yes.
And that is beneficial for us.
Yes.
Okay. Am I allowed to use my thing at this point, or do I do that?
Yeah. What's going on?
later?
How do people feel? How are you feeling?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I guess I would. So you tell me that, right? Or
No.
do you tell orders to people? How does this work?
The order.
So what I would have said to you is, look, our product is better. There isn't really a question about that. However, because there are some difficulties sometimes in convincing people that the traditionally more expensive option is better, we can always incentivize our forms of technology through the government.
Okay. Yes, of course, ma'am. That makes complete sense. That people certainly wouldn't want to see the fair go down this year. It's a tradition, ma'am. It's so they would certainly express outrage at us getting rid of it. That's
Yes, and that's understandable. We hold our traditions in high regard here in Luume.
yes, clearly. We must show them that the traditional route is clearly the best way to go.
Yes.
Sorry, made some character choices. Hope that works for you.
No, that's fine.
Sorry, my
That
character's
sounds like a scene.
super annoying.
Yeah, that feels like a scene. Yeah.
Okay.
I had.
Sorry, I seemed like the one with the least amount of power, so that felt like a choice.
That's cool.
I definitely have a reaction to that.
Okay,
Okay. It'll just be like
gonna sauce things up.
Yeah, it'll be just Wyatt. It's just like Wyatt sitting in his lab, like somebody basically relaying some information to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and he seems upset with that. Like people aren't thinking about the long term, because especially we're not in a great position here. And so my prediction is that
That a cat will meow.
the cat will meow. My prediction here is that if the law is passed, if the law is passed, there will be a boycott, because people it will be obvious to people that there will be it'll be obvious to people that the guilds are getting preferential treatment.
Oh, and should my thing be added in with our orders and predictions and all that? Like the people will be upset if we cancel this thing.
Yeah. I'm going to refer to this as the field. Okay, cool. Sweet. And now it's a
So people will be mad, but there will also be a boycott.
Yes.
Okay.
People will be mad if it's canceled. If the law is passed, there will be a boycott.
Right, and that feeds into our first threat.
Yep. And how do you... I feel like this was a crossroads. I don't feel like this was a crisis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like we both came out on the same understanding.
Yeah. Everyone feels...
If Danielle agrees with that, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Oh, I mean, you
Yeah,
choose.
it's true.
It's your... Because it's your turn, you choose what,
That's
what
right,
you
that's
think
right.
happened.
Yeah, I think we both basically came out with the same understanding. So yeah, crossroads.
Okay. Cool. Now it's Wyatt.
Great.
I'm smiling so big right now.
Take a picture. I'll put it on Instagram. Don't actually take a picture.
No. Sitting here in like a ratty t-shirt. You know, like I do when we DM in real life.
I'm literally in my pajamas. I feel like it's probably okay.
You can definitely see my bra booty shirt. Okay.
They'll know auditorily now. That's the thing. All right, so it's going to be Wyatt and Love.
Please use the full name.
Okay, so I actually don't even have it written down because it didn't fit in my dumb little thing.
Love is eternal, like the sky filled with stars as the planets swirl above.
Yeah, I said that. That's what I said.
You didn't.
Love is eternal, like the sky filled with stars as the planets swirl above. It's them and Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
And I want Enix to...
I can be there.
I want Enix to be there, but not
yes.
like intentionally there. Like, so it's going to be at the park at the Living City of Terra. So like maybe Wyatt invited like Love, but then like Enix comes by and is all like, "Oh hey Wyatt," like,
"Oh hey people I know." Okay,
that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start it out like basically like the scene starts out. It's like Wyatt and Love sitting at a like a little table. They're getting like it's still January, so they're getting like hot cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Will you let me know when you want me there?
whenever you feel good, just come in.
Oh God. Okay.
Give it a couple of beats, then just roll with it.
All right.
Okay. And like he's invited them there. Yeah. So, and he's like trying to shoot the shit, but he's also like, because the fair's coming up, and so he's trying to suss out what Elder Tower's actually doing for it, so he can make his own. He can make his kind of own. He's trying to figure out what to present. Because he does have a very big project that he's working on right now, but it's maybe not necessarily ready for the fair.
Uh-huh.
Yes, a very big project. I wonder what
Very
that
big
project is.
Mm-hmm. So Wyatt's there. He's in a pair of like red chinos and alligator loafers. He's got like a light blue shirt under like a pea coat with the collar popped up because it's cold, and he's like drinking a hot coffee, or not a hot coffee, but
In
like
the
a hot
distance,
chocolate.
Sear swoons.
Yeah.
In the distance, Seer is plotting his murder.
But also
So-
swooning.
Oops.
But also secretly.
You're still swooning.
No, he's not swooning yet.
Sorry.
Love is eternal like the sky, filled with stars as the planets swirl above, is wearing completely over the top silver fur. Like
Yes.
floor length fur coat. And it perfectly blends with their hair.
I feel like I'm supposed to describe my outfit. I'm not even there yet. Like, you know how Richard Ayoda's character dresses on the IT Crowd?
Mm-hmm.
No, I actually have never seen that show.
Oh, well, that's just my character 100% of
Okay.
the time.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
I was like, let me look this person up. How do you spell Ayoda?
Ayoad.
Just look up
I
the
don't know.
IT Crowd.
I can't remember his character's name.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's see if I can get any pictures of him in the show. It looks like it's mostly just like, oh man, it's like blazers and members only jackets and shit like that.
What?
I just searched him.
I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
Guys.
Oh man, like a plaid shirt and a tie, like.
Like
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
pocket
Yes.
protector probably.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay, great.
Kind of
These
aloof,
two-
always talking to themselves.
These two high fashion ass motherfuckers sitting at a. So Wyatt's there. He's like, so, tell me, love, has anything? It's what I've been
You're
waiting on.
gonna have to use. You're gonna have to use their full name.
I'm sorry.
It's
Did you bring your girlfriend here or something?
What are
Oh, I guess I'm here. Yeah.
what are you talking about? And he turns around, and there's Edic's just like waving really enthusiastically.
I
Hey,
mean,
hi Wyatt. Hi.
surely you
Oh,
wouldn't have actually just addressed me as love.
Oh, come on, you loved that.
So, at the risk of
I'll
any
throw
more puns,
myself
I'm
out.
gonna
I don't.
sit
I
down.
don't think this person has ever. I don't think this person has ever loved anything in
That's
their
fair.
life.
But
Am I here? I can't honestly tell if I'm here now. Or
yeah,
not.
you can show up.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. I guess that was what that hat was.
Yeah. It's like you walking up, I guess, is what we were. Like, you enthusiastically walking up to the table as they both kind of
Okay.
side-eye you.
Kind of plop right on down.
Oh, hello, Enix.
Hi, Wyatt.
I didn't know you.
Who's your friend?
This is a former colleague of mine. The love is eternal, like the sky filled with stars as the planets swirl above. This is Enix. Since
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
And they stick out their hand.
and love is eternal like the sky filled with stars as the planets swirl above. Just looks at the hand as though they don't
They
quite
turn it-
know
They're not,
what to do with it.
they're not big. They're not big on touching.
Enix just like turns it into a thumbs up, like, gotcha. All right. Great.
So yeah, did you and so like Wyatt's like okay, and just like goes back to try his fact finding mission is like, so yeah, have you guys been how's work been lately?
At
I know things are probably ramping up.
at Elder Tower.
Yes, that's the place where you work, unless something changed and I didn't know about it, which I doubt.
Things are interesting as usual.
Cool. Yeah, things are going pretty good. We're ramping up for the technology fair. Should be a pretty good showing this year.
Really? About that, have you heard of this dwarf person doing things with, what is it, smoke? Something about wood burning. I
mean
can't
that
even imagine.
Yeah, that Henry Ford guy. Yeah, I've been noticing a couple of his company's things sort of pushing into the pushing into the sort of the lower income sections of town. I've been having to slum.
Excuse me, could you please just let me talk?
Wyatt sips his hot chocolate. It's very hot chocolate. He doesn't seem to care.
He's been slumming it recently.
Also, he's made of fire.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't care.
He's fine.
That's why he said he doesn't care.
Someone obviously was not paying attention to his actual quote-unquote offerings and allowed him a presenter's spot at the upcoming technology fair. Can you imagine?
I mean, I've seen what he's working with. I'm not worried.
Whether or not you are worried, there are some who are, in fact, concerned because the price differential.
I mean, the price difference, is that not why we are? Is that not why we try and automate like we have been?
Oh,
or
Wyatt. You have always been just so cute with your ideas about things.
His hot chocolate gets hotter.
But right now, I need you to push past your mortal tendencies and try to take the long view for once.
Right, the long view, which is the thing I've always had an issue with, which is why you guys are running scared of this, upstart. I mean, you guys, in a general term, like the rest of you folks.
Indeed.
Also, feel free to bump into our verbal sparring here, Enix.
You know...
I don't know that I can.
Did you invite me here to intentionally insult me, or did you actually want to do something productive for once, darling?
Hot chocolate is very hot. Hopefully it's in a ceramic. It's in a ceramic. It's a really nice, fancy little hot chocolate thing where you have the little ceramic cups and you return them to the little kiosk or whatever.
Enix is trying to offer you a napkin to wrap around the cup, noticing it's steaming so much.
Yeah, it's like
it actually starts to boil.
Just under boiling.
Looks hot. Wrap something around that.
No, I'm fine, thank you. Productive is maybe it's a press showing. It is a display. He's gonna put out his products whether he's at this fair or not. But if we are better and more interesting and more innovative, then the press isn't going to give a dusty fuck about whatever, fucking steam-powered garbage that he puts on that stage. So I am being productive. I'm making something cool.
As always.
Like we always have.
As always, your choice of words is titillating in its earthiness.
I'm an eternal flame, baby.
However, it has come to our attention that the hoi polloi, as it were, do not necessarily care about interesting. They do not care about flashy. They care about doing things for cheap. So,
have you guys ever thought about, I don't know, doing things cheaper?
Well, I did do things cheaper when it was you.
So at that point, so Enix is gonna stand up wow, gosh, you both are just making such great points, and I see the sides of both of your arguments. Yes, of course, but calm down. Basically, trying to diffuse the situation.
Poorly.
Poorly, of course, yes. Have you seen my character?
So there's like a like, you know how like when you step out of the shower and it's it's really cold in your house, like steam is rolling off of you. That's sort of happening to Wyatt.
Enix is like flapping a napkin towards you, like trying to waft away the steam.
Well, this has been. He's just like sets down this like near boiling, like undrunken cup of hot chocolate. It's like, it's been a pleasure as always, love. Enix, I'll see you next week for that planning meeting.
A moment. Wyatt.
Yes,
Wyatt.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't done.
Oh, Wyatt's done.
We need to do something about the dwarf.
Oh, that Wyatt's done.
I think he left. Am I just sitting there?
Yeah.
I think
I'm calling
Enix is
sick.
just
Yeah.
sitting
Okay,
there with love
Yeah.
and like,
Okay.
So,
you're gone.
so that's a crisis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I allowed to react to that even though I was in it?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Because I think like after Wyatt walks away and just like leaves Enix sitting at the table with Love, like Enix just like, hey, you guys had some like interesting interactions there. Like there a thing between you? You seem maybe there was before.
Whatever would have given you that idea. And who are you again? Why did he bring you here?
Oh, and he didn't bring me. I just showed up.
All right.
Oh.
The reactions are like short scenes,
Okay.
so like if something's gonna come out of it.
Right. No, it's just
Sorry.
continuing to piss people off accidentally.
They will take an engraved business card out of their furs somewhere and hand it to Enix. And then get up
Okay.
and walk away.
Just gonna keep sitting there, like, all right, this is a great day.
There is a completely undrunken hot chocolate. All right. I don't really have.
it'll cool down eventually. Like maybe in a year I can drink it.
I feel like I've got like the. So my prediction is, if we do shut down, so I'm making a different. Does this usurp my previous prediction, or is it just gets added to the pool?
It just
Okay.
gets added.
So
I think unless it like directly conflicts.
yeah, I don't think it will.
Yeah.
So my prediction is, if we shut down the fair, it will raise Ford's prominence.
Basically saying like, oh, clearly we shut down the fair because of him. Look how great he must be.
Yeah, exactly. Look how scared they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and now it's love.
Can you have a scene with no one other than your perfect self?
Oh God. Okay.
Yes, actually, but
Because that seems like what you might want to do.
Actually, I'm going to do a scene with. I'm going to do a scene with Enix.
Perfect. I get to be jittery more.
And we are going to be at.
do yourself.
Can I come to your work? Where is your workplace? Are you at Tech, whatever the place is?
Yeah, sure. I guess I can have two locations, right? Like, I go to the Dream Den, but, like, no one's ever going to visit me there. I work at Innotech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going.
You don't visit people at the Dream Den.
Well, she like love wouldn't, like, they wouldn't know that you go to the Dream Den. Like, Wyatt would know that you're there.
Right, that's true.
Okay. I'm going to just show up there. Sorry, I just bumped my mic in a big way, and I'm very sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's okay. I've been like fumbling with mine.
I'm going to just show up, like at, I don't know, 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, and ask for Enix. What's your last name?
Synth.
Enix synth. Like in literally the most dramatic way possible.
Of course. I imagine I can hear you from my office asking for me.
Okay. So do they let me just go back there, or what happens?
I'm trying to decide. Is this like a high security place, or would they make me meet you somewhere else?
Oh, no, it's your place.
It's like an independent thing. They probably let you just come back to my office.
Okay.
I'm not working on anything top secret at the moment.
Enix.
Oh yes. Hi, you're the elf from the park. Hi.
I am the elf from the park. However, those who know me use my real name, which is Love is Eternal Like the Sky Filled with Stars as the planets swirl above. I am the Chief Security Officer for, oh God, what is it called? For Elder Tower.
Well, that's a mouthful there. Great, yeah.
Yes. It occurs to me that it's possible there might be a mind worth promoting lurking underneath what you have going on here.
That's certainly a backhanded compliment.
That.
I think that's the closest you've probably come to a compliment in a while, so I'll go ahead and I'll take it.
I am looking for someone who can look at a piece of technology and find the flaws within it.
Well, you've certainly come to the right person then.
Indeed.
Definitely.
Indeed. How would you like to change venue for your career?
I don't know. What can I have more information on that?
Specifically, I am willing to bring you to Elder Tower for, well, we would need to do temporary basis at first, just to make sure that you work out. But your specific project would be to look at this technology, so to speak, being promoted by a certain Henry Ford.
Yes, and I'm familiar with him. We're focusing on him here as well. Of course, you must
Indeed.
know that. You certainly know that. But,
I would like...
But we're in the middle of something big here. I can't just desert it.
I would like for you to look at his technology and find any flaws, any way that it is inferior to magic tech. And give that information then to our, shall we say, public relations department.
Most people don't have to say, shall we say, when they're talking about the public relations.
For targeted dissemination to the populace. We would be willing to make it worth your while.
Trying to decide how I would actually be. So I think they want to make a deal with you, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that while also being a jittery crazy. But a deal to, like, they don't want to leave what they're working on, but they do share your interest. And, like, they're not above doing even more work outside their job.
If you don't mind my asking, Enix, was it? Enix?
Yeah, Enix Synth, yes, like, turns their nameplate towards you. What? Like, more.
What are you working on here?
Oh, fuck. God damn it, Shannon. Sometimes it's correct clearance levels and all. We're working with the where's Danielle's character? The Parliament. We go through them and just how the chain of command is.
Yes, indeed. I'm intimately connected with the chain of command.
All of the chain. It's one chain, I guess.
Single link.
There's no separate chains. The clearance and all.
Indeed. Well,
I would be happy to take on your project, of course. If I can't leave what I'm currently doing, which is clearly something very important and something that my creator has put a lot of thought into.
Again, I would definitely be willing to make it worth your while. Probably better money than you have ever seen before. And, of course you would have time to spend on whatever project is going on here right now. In fact, if you were willing to put that project on pause for a little while, we might, I might be able to speak to the correct people at Elder Tower to fully fund that project, of course, depending on what it is.
So is this a place where we could call scene and it's basically like a
we don't
I'll get
we don't
back
have
to
to
you
resolve
kind
we
of
don't have to
thing?
resolve it.
Right, it's like an overarching plot point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay,
Sure.
Shannon?
Okay.
Because I don't honestly know.
Outside of getting a yes or no answer, do you feel like there's anything else that needs to be done?
No.
Okay. Then yeah, I would say this is probably seen.
Okay. So what do I do next? I'm confused.
Okay. Do you feel like do you feel like did
positive things, negative things, or just kind of
treaded water?
I just feel like we treaded water with that one.
Okay.
Okay.
So we will mark time passes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That feels right. Oh fuck! Now I actually have to figure out what the hell
You're
I'm working on.
welcome. You're welcome.
Oh god
Okay.
damn it, Mildred! You want to help me with that?
Yeah. Okay. So we are. I don't have a reaction to that. Mildred.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I don't either. Okay. So
Oh, hey, could somebody re-explain to me what the deal is with the reactions? So we just get to say what
If you're not if you're not one of the if you didn't start the scene, you can react to the
Okay.
scene.
Yes.
So,
and
like-
it's a small solo thing that your character does.
Oh, that
It's
they
very
do.
short.
Right, like, I could say, I could be like, Enix has a reaction, it's like, as you're leaving, they just, collapse on their desk or something,
Mm-hmm.
just something short to show what other people were thinking about that,
Yeah.
so, why it could have something but
Mhm.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
So I guess we all know what's happening in these scenes, even though we're not in them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of implied that word gets
Mhm.
around.
Okay.
You know? It might not be directly oh, so-and-so met with Wyatt and they talked about blah, 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 blah. It's just people heard the ripples of that conversation.
Right.
If that makes sense.
People were like, oh, I saw Wyatt in the park talking to, his old flame.
Mhm.
As far as Kingdom is concerned, there's no such thing as metagaming.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, Mildred, what are we doing?
Okay. Let's see here. We have a whole lot.
How far do we go before things, the game does things other than us doing things?
Once all the crossroads boxes are checked, once
Any card is filled.
any card is fully filled. So think crossroads. It's for us it'd be 3.
No, it'd be 4. Or it's 5, actually.
4. 5. It's 1 plus.
Okay.
Time passes is
4, and then Crisis is
4.
5.
Crisis.
Currently, we're sitting at 2 X's on Crossroads, 1 X on Crisis, 1 X on Time Passes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
All right, we don't have. I think Mildred wants a scene with Wyatt.
Okay.
Because we don't have a whole lot of, like, things in the, like, if the fair proceeds column.
Yeah, we do. So
We have that there will be a boycott. We have one prediction.
well, because currently the order is if the fair succeeds.
oh,
there
right,
will
if
be
we
a
do
law.
not stop the
Yeah.
fair, blah, blah. Yeah.
So we have a yes and a no currently, like in
Yeah.
each, but I'm more than willing to make.
I still think Mildred wants to talk with Wyatt because, like, he is the kind of other side of the
Mhm.
coin, and she would like to kind of see the other side
Okay.
of that coin,
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. And so
Where are we meeting?
where are we meeting? Let's go to the rat's
Okay,
nest
sick.
because Wyatt has been slumming it a
Right.
while. Slumming it, aka looking for a certain band of vagabonds on the down low.
Yeah.
He's not looking for us.
He has been, like, because this is immediately after what just happened with you guys, so he's been spending
Right.
a lot of time in that part of town. Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay,
Set the scene.
right. So I would imagine that I, like, sent you, like, a message to meet
Okay.
me here. And so I get there first, and I am just kind of waiting for you to arrive. I've ordered a beer.
Yeah, at a table, yeah, at the bar.
I'm kind of, yeah, at a table
Okay.
at the bar.
Yeah, so I guess I'll Wyatt walks in, and is decidedly, like, is basically in the exact same pea coat, but just now wearing jeans because he thought that was more low key. But they're they're just like, they're very bespoke designer jeans. Like, yeah.
Of course they are.
And, the bartender acknowledges him. He, like, there's like a weird conversation back and forth where he's trying to order some kind of weird mixed drink that they definitely don't make. And then he just gets a beer and then comes over and sits down.
Yeah. What is your last
Vancroft.
name? I don't remember. Vancroft. Mr. Vancroft, thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
No worries. You can call me Wyatt. It's fine. Everyone does.
Wonderful. Wyatt. You can call me Mildred. I have heard that your organization is perhaps the most optimistic in the city about the upcoming innovative fair.
Well, I mean, we're pretty innovative, so.
Yes, I have found the Keyrin to be perhaps on the most cutting edge of a lot of recent technologies. However, I guess I wanted to hear your perspective about the upcoming events.
Okay, yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, the price differential is an issue. But frankly, we've been working on systems that will maybe make that less of an issue, especially for our products, but we're more than welcome to, we're more than happy to license. I just don't see this guy as a threat. I mean, I've looked at what he makes. I mean, yeah, sure, it's cheaper and it gets the job done, but it gets the job done less efficiently, louder, noisier, and the products are not made well Not in my opinion, at the very least. I just don't feel like that he is. I don't think the old guard is always scared of. They are always scared of the new guard. I mean, sometimes for actual reasons, like when we came around, but I just, we're good. We're good at what we do. At least we are at the Keyrim Collective. So I don't have any fears, really.
So, my next question to you is, I suppose, do you think that the other guilds will be able to adapt in the face of this?
I don't know. Elder Tower and Glittering Oath have been going at each other for so long that I don't know if they actually see anything else other than each other. I know that Elder Tower's chief of security is pretty riled up, but they get riled up real easy. I should know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Like a hair trigger on that one.
Wow.
But if they can't adapt, what we're working on, what you'll see at the fair, hopefully, if it's done in time, but we can help them adapt.
So you're anticipating working more closely with the guilds to prevent a closed front?
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, this is our city. This Ford guy can come in here and tout whatever he wants, but at the end of the day, Luume, the guilds and Luume have each other's best interest in mind, I feel like, and we, if it's a choice between us or them, we're putting our money on us.
All right. Well, I believe that answers the questions that I had. Does Wyatt have anything to say to me?
No, I'm like, it's your scene, so if you feel like that's the end, that's
right.
That's the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about maybe taking it in a different direction, but I don't think that fits yet.
All right.
That sounds good.
So that's a crossroads.
That sounds like a crossroads to me. Yeah.
Anyone got a reaction to that?
Let's see. Do the reactions have to be certain like categories or what have you, or can I just say?
No, just tell us quickly how your character reacts.
In like less than three sentences or less.
Okay. So let's see. Love is eternal like the sky filled with stars as the planets swirl above.
Your sentence is gone. You're out of sentences now.
That was one sentence right there.
Oh, no. Oh, God. We'll make a prediction.
You can't do that.
Can't do that. Okay. No. Okay.
Yeah, because your power. I make a prediction.
Oh, you make prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you make orders.
I can make an order.
You can give an order.
Definitely give an order.
They will give an order that oh gosh, and can it only apply to their guild, or does it apply to the full?
Your order applies to the crossroads. It doesn't. It
is something that you can enact,
and
it has to be something that you can enact,
and it's a global thing. So it doesn't have to. It can affect another. Like it has to. Like it's something that you can enact and affects the kingdom as a whole.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So they will basically put a bounty on anything that would lead to discrediting of Henry Ford and his tech. So
I don't feel like that's an order, but that's definitely something your character can do.
okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that makes sense. That can be your scene. Is you do that? You put out the word that.
Okay.
That totally
Okay.
makes sense.
Are we doing anything with any of the other issues, or do we have to get this one out of the way?
This
first?
is our current crossroads.
Okay.
The threat, like,
Well,
we
we'll
don't
have more
like,
than one crossroad, or
Yeah, even
Yes.
if we resolve this crossroad, we don't resolve the threats.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The threats are just things that make stuff happen.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we
And the other threats can influence
Yeah.
this one. Like most of them, I think, are kind of influencing this
Mhm.
one right now.
Okay.
yeah, we haven't talked about the spies really, but or is Ford a spy?
Well,
No,
is
Ford
he a
is, I
spy?
think, his own agent.
listen, he's an
Well, that's fair, we
amorphous
wouldn't-
blob of characteristics that we're applying to him. So, but okay. So, Enix, you're up.
Yeah, I was worried about that. Well, because the problem is I don't think I'm going to deal with the thing that happened in my last scene, but I was just going to have a scene with Wyatt.
Okay.
I feel like we need like one more
Yeah,
character.
right.
I'd like one more person to this.
Right.
I'm too popular.
Well, mostly
too
like
handsome.
I assume we're kind of like buds,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the vibe I was getting off of our characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we're just like, I don't know. Is it too forward to just be like straight up chatting about the upcoming fair? Like clearly we're not discussing our projects because we're both working on separate ones, but like,
Yeah, we can definitely. That's fine. It's definitely fine. You want to put somebody else in here just so it's not just like so we can have like a little bit more variety than 2-person scenes.
yeah, I don't know. Would either Mildred or Love like to volunteer to be in the scene?
I'm down for whatever.
Great.
Where were you thinking about putting it?
Huh?
Where were you?
What are you thinking about doing this scene about?
I don't honestly know. I just know that I have to do one.
Where did you want it to happen?
Where? A chill place. Maybe you're still at the bar.
Okay.
It's like same day.
Okay. We can like it doesn't have to.
Well, I guess it wouldn't necessarily have to be the same day, but
Yeah, we can like magically like. So like maybe after mine and Mildred's conversation, you're like, "Hey, what you up to?" And I'm like, "Yo, chilling at this bar."
right. And does Mildred leave, or like Mildred could stay?
Yeah.
I mean, I
we
could still be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, sure. You can-
we were having a fairly polite
Yeah, exactly.
conversation.
Oh yeah, did you mark a thing after your?
Yeah, we did. Crossroads, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wyatt is personable.
He
Got that
is.
18 charisma.
Jesus. Yeah, then it'll be us three. Fuck.
Brought the bar. Go ahead and set the scene.
We're just, so y'all were chatting. We decided this was the same day, right?
Sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, y'all were chatting. I, in my character's typical fashion, saw you chatting and joined the conversation. That seems to be a theme with my character now. So Enix joined in. It looked like it was a much more pleasant conversation, so they like weren't
It's also two
as
people.
ready to recoil.
It's also two people you actually know.
Right. Like, you think they would have learned from butting in on the last conversation, but oh well.
So, okay.
So they just grab a drink, sit down, like, hey, there's a lot of chatter about the upcoming fair. I see that two more have gathered to discuss.
No, Mildred here was just asking my opinion on it, and I'm not worried. So.
You're not worried.
Of course I'm not worried.
You're never worried, right?
Why? Listen.
Charisma of 18.
Listen, Enix. We have, like, together the pair of us have created some pretty boss shit. So I'm.
You have your right. That is very true.
Yeah. Like, so what's this guy gonna do? What's he gonna bring to the table that will outclass us?
I mean, I certainly think there's a risk of him bringing anything to the table. He doesn't seem legit. We're legit. We are the real creators.
We the real. I don't know. That seems to be. I don't know. There seems to be a lot of worry here. I mean, what do you guys like? So, like, shutting down the fair seems like a really really rash reaction to. It's like, if like you're an artist and then somebody shows up with a slightly better painting to the gallery, then you burn the fucking gallery down.
That certainly is one comparison, but what if
I like fire
their
analogies.
better art was just stolen art? Like, not saying he stole it, fuck. But they aren't bringing something that is the same quality that goes into it that you're bringing.
Then that will show when it's on the wall next to my masterpiece.
Ever confident.
And what is your masterpiece? Not that I'm there. Just
And love shows
It's just
up.
a painting of his dick.
But like a Baroque style dick.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it all right. Let's put our
neutral third part, like government representative here, on the spot.
Right.
Miss
Yes. Vasquez, what are we
Ms.
raising?
Vasquez, are you worried about this Ford guy?
Yeah, in a way, yes. I am concerned with the other guild's ability to compete on the free market.
Ironic.
This
since
is
they
why I
invented
like
it.
you Miss Vasquez. We just share the same concerns. Wyatt over here, he's so confident.
Listen, I mean, frankly, if the rest of them can't compete and we can, that's not bad for me.
Right, but I worry that it might be bad for the city to have something of a power vacuum.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if this guy can bring... I mean, I don't think that he can bring something innovative to the table, or at least not enough to blow us out of the water, even if it's super cheap. But, like, if he can... I'm not concerned, like, we didn't split off and start something new. Like, I didn't split off and start something new solely for the purpose of getting rich. I had ideas that I made and Elder Tower wasn't down for. They didn't believe in the dream. They wanted to stay the course. And that's why me and the rest of the board started, except, well, including Malik, God rest his soul.
Such an upstanding human being.
Yeah. Just
Not human.
yeah, he was. He's human.
was human.
Okay.
I have heard that the Kieran have had kind of a thorn in their side recently.
The thorn has been dealt with. Some bad, like, listen, we all know, we all met Malik. He was an aggressive, abrasive dude. It just, it's the goddamn rabble. Those fucking sans ass motherfuckers who I have no idea why we let in Parliament to begin with. As though, like, we just legitimize them by doing that, but whatever. That was, I don't have any evidence to link them to it, but I know in my gut that was them.
So, also, I don't know, am I allowed to, so I know that the game focuses on the kingdom. Am I allowed to bring up things that aren't necessarily the kingdom in our conversations? Like, like, can I use this as an opportunity to be like, oh, funny you should mention the Elder Tower? Because,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like,
The kingdom is the whole city, and you can make up it whatever shit
exactly.
you want.
okay.
As long as it is narratively interesting.
Well, like, Wyatt is probably pretty close to a friend or something.
Yeah.
So be like, see, you remember the at the mention of Elder Tower, it's like you remember the elf from the
elf on the shelf.
kind of rude, yeah, kind of abrasive, not the most personable. Oh, that's a lie. I didn't want to know that. Thank you for that information.
What did you say?
The elf on the shelf.
Yes.
I said that was my pet name.
Oh, God. Ew.
That seems like a weird time to bring that up, but sure. I had another run-in with them after you had left. I mean, it wasn't the same day; it was later. Of
I'm
course.
glad to see that
know that,
I'm glad that you survived and were not reduced by dust by the sheer presence of their ego.
Maybe not physically, but mentally, it feels like maybe that's what happened.
I know that feel.
Mildred almost spits in her beer.
You know they tend to make a presence whenever they're present. They approached me with some interesting. They just, and I wanted to know more from you about them. They're wanting me to leave my job. It was very strange.
We're gonna go fully off topic if we go down this road.
I know I have to deal with it though.
But you do have you just deal with it in a scene. Like that should be probably a separate scene.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me a quick one sentence take on them?
If you like making money and upholding the status quo, then by all means join the Elder Tower R&D team.
Thank you.
So that's probably scene because seems dragging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I suck at this.
No, you did fine. It's fine. Okay.
I don't know what my scenes need to accomplish other than that they're required to happen.
They don't have to accomplish really anything. Theoretically, we're just trying to get to the end of the crossroads so we can make a decision.
Right. I feel like we've kind of talked the issue as far as we can, at least from my perspective, so I don't know that there's anything more I can offer, so hopefully we can kill it before we get back around.
What do you guys feel like we did there? I feel like that was probably time passes, huh?
Yeah, I was going to go with time passes.
Okay. Any reactions to things from Love?
No. I feel like we're at a point, guys, where the only things that we can do are either discredit him and try to turn public opinion, kill him, or cancel the fair.
That escalated.
those are the three options.
Well, you can make an order. You can make an order that, if the fair continues, we will make you can set up, use a scene to set up us if you want to try and discredit him, go ahead and we can put that in the no column of do we cancel the fair. So it would be if the fair continues, we will, then we will discredit Henry Ford.
Okay. So do I need to do a scene for that?
If that's a thing you want to do. You could do a scene, you could just you can try and pitch it to somebody, pitch the idea to somebody. Yeah, because
I just don't.
Does it seem necessary?
I don't know that Love really cares that much about it. I feel like Love would be more concerned about the spy situation. But
Well, then, if you...
You could just kill him.
I don't think that they care enough about it to kill a guy. But I feel the most that would happen would be like a concerted PR effort. So, and I don't know that.
So the other thing is, like, the scene doesn't necessarily have to involve one of our, like, it doesn't necessarily have to involve one of our characters. It can just be some, like, weird office worker that we jump in and play.
Okay.
Or something like that. So if you wanted to do something along those lines.
Oh, okay.
If, like, maybe, like, if you're concerned about spies, like, to tie it into the crossroads, maybe you're worried that, you can tie it into that. But, like, the idea is that we were trying to work toward our current crossroads.
Right. Well,
and we do explicitly title this stuff as bootleg, which means that's being copied by it is copies of shit.
Wait, did Wyatt have a scene?
Wyatt hasn't had a scene. Wyatt skipped himself.
It's his turn next.
Wyatt definitely skipped himself. I was trying to get Shannon started.
Oh.
Sorry, I just realized that was my scene and you were talking to Shannon now.
Yep. I skipped myself. Okay, let's do this.
Okay.
The points you brought up were valid, though. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not good at things. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing fine. Everyone's doing fine. Okay, so we're going to be at the Rackham Industrial Complex. I'm going to invite... Love, and then also a representative from each other guild. So from Dust to Dust, and Glittering Oath. We're gonna have a confab about this. It's a luncheon. We're in a boardroom. It's catered. It's there's a lot of tiny sandwiches. Who wants to be who?
What were the other two?
Glittering Oath and Dust to Dust.
Oh, I don't really care. Okay.
Yeah. I'll do Glittering Oath.
Okay. Dust to Dust. Is there anything we need to know about these guilds?
Glittering Oath is essentially was the second one started, and it basically kind of lives in the shadow of Elder Tower. Like, they are the like, it's funny because, like, basically they are the Apple to Elder Tower's Microsoft is the way I've set up their relationship. Like, they make more appealing products, but they don't have the market share. Dust to Dust is the youngest guild, but started by one of the former heads of Elder Tower, and it is essentially like they are kind of more purely research based. I kind of set them up as like a pharma organization, whereas and basically in that relationship, Keyrin Collective is like a Silicon Valley tech bro, fucking move fast, break stuff startup.
Okay.
So, so yeah, we're in a boardroom. Wyatt had intended to make this feel more casual, but they didn't have anywhere else to put the tables that live in here, so they're all just like pushed against the wall. And there's like some chairs set up in the middle, and it's very barren. And there's like there's like sandwich fixings, on a table nearby. And, he says, all right, so it's pretty apparent, we're not terribly far out from the fair, and it's pretty apparent that you guys are very riled up about this Henry Ford fella's products. I want you guys to come here to, I guess, hear out your fears, because it seems like everyone's worried but me, and so it's starting to make me think maybe I should be worried. But I know that there's lots of talk about shutting the fair down, and I think that's a terrible idea. So, because that only gives this guy legitimacy.
Wyatt, darling, you and I are in perfect agreement. I do not think that shutting the fair down is the best idea. However, I also think that it's rather short-sighted to discount the popularity of this dwarf's technology, so to speak. If you had been paying any attention to the rumblings from the populace, you would know that he is quite popular. Possibly popular enough if given free rein to, shall we say, eat into our market share more than would be acceptable.
You guys can also talk.
Yeah. I thought that was directed me.
That's fair. But you guys can also.
We're about to be in the middle of another
Yeah,
lover's
you guys can
quarrel.
just respond to it. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you guys are that worried, if you're worried that he's going to eat, so I want to explain to you, I know that it's really hard because, time moves so slowly for you. But there's this concept called fads. It's where something's very popular for, a short amount of time, and then no one gives a shit about it again.
But then every once in a while, something that you think is a fad definitely takes hold. Wyatt, we have been around for quite some time. You're correct. We've also been around long enough to see these trends and shifts in the mortal populace. Perhaps you are not giving our expertise the attention it deserves.
It's a fair point. I just feel like, in kind of gestures to the rest of the room, I feel like we can compete and deal with, well, for the most part.
The populace is already feeling disenfranchised. That's why the Sands Party is so popular.
I mean, we
don't need to add any fuel to their fire.
Well, I mean, you guys also don't do a whole. I mean, we collectively don't do a whole hell of a lot to ensure, to shore up their faith in us. We could maybe use this.
I'm not saying that they're not justified.
Well, yeah.
I'm just telling you that the people are disquieted. And we would be remiss to completely ignore that fact just because we know that our technology is better than this man's.
I mean, that is a fair point. But maybe we're focusing on this incorrectly. So this guy is basically, we can see this guy as the, populist response to the way that we prefer to do business. Why don't we use this fair as an opportunity to show them why the way we do business is the best way to do business?
Let me float this one out as well. If the main reason why the populace is wanting to go with this person's technology is that ours costs too much, then perhaps as colleagues, so to speak, we make an agreement amongst us to drop our prices slightly to become more competitive. And then once we have this person shut out, we can raise them again once there's no more competition. Price fixing, y'all. It's called price fixing.
I was just going to say, so we're Comcast now. That's great.
So this is does our rep from the newest one of our little cabal here have any opinion on this?
In this room, it would seem our opinion is unpopular, but the giving this man an audience is dangerous, and if we are seen allowing him to promote his inferior, false products, we could be held at fault for that.
Okay.
I don't actually have any power to make a prediction, but that's just
It's fine. I mean,
what I got.
that's not necessarily, it's not a prediction unless basically I go for it. So,
Right.
We have it. We have
So-
it in our power to completely steal his thunder by announcing dramatic price decreases in our own products.
it's fair. And also have, like, we back that up with like a strong showing at the fair. Like, basically everybody puts their fucking game face on for this thing. And, I think that's I legitimately think that's a pretty solid idea.
Wyatt, darling, my
Whoa.
game face is always on, as you well know.
Don't I know? Yeah. So C, yeah. Do you want to turn that into? So you want to turn the price fixing into a prediction or into an order?
Yes, I would like to
Okay,
turn that
so-
into an order. That the guilds. Do I need to type this in?
No, I'm doing it right now.
Okay. The guilds use the fair to announce dramatic price decreases in their products.
So what I did is order, if the fair happens, then the guilds will fix their prices.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And I definitely feel
Cool.
That's definitely a crossroads.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was definitely a crossroads.
Holy crap, a scene that involved you two and was positive.
We used to work together.
And other things. And they didn't kill each other.
It's true. Okay, now it's Shannon. Now it's Shannon's turn for real.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Well, did that fill the
No.
crossroad? No, because the last
Yep,
one was
yep.
time passes.
Okay. So, well, wait a minute. So we need to push it forward to, can we actually take it to the fair at this point, or?
Well, no, because we're deciding whether or not
No.
the fair happens.
Oh, okay. Then,
Our resolution scene can definitely be the fair happening.
okay.
We can
Then,
describe how it goes down. But
let's see. Then Love will need to probably have an appointment with Mildred to
Mm-hmm.
let her know that the fix is in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
do you need anybody else there? Like, not just our characters, but anybody?
No, I think that this needs to be solo probably, and
That makes sense. Yeah.
we'll be at the spa once again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So set the scene.
Okay.
Set the scene.
So this time they are. Let's see. There's like a little cafe probably situation where you can get a smoothie or something there.
Some wheatgrass bullshit.
Right. So they're sitting at a little bistro table and eating stuff that's terrible but really good for you. Oh goodness, love is eternal like the sky filled with stars as the planets swirl above. We'll look at Mildred with barely even a shudder this time. So you will be happy to know that there has been some collaboration concerning our short in stature innovator.
Oh, good.
Yes. I think that the announcements that you will hear from the guilds during the fair will definitely take care of anything that this person may or may not have had to offer. However, It's possible that the solution was on the side of needing some plausible deniability on your part.
Aha.
So, suffice it to say, I will spare you the details, just in case one day you have to tell the absolute truth about something. Indeed.
Of course.
So you may now rest easily that the issue has been taken care of. Do you have any further questions?
No, I am glad that you took my concerns to heart.
Always. Of course. Always, my dearest colleague.
I think that's a scene.
Scene.
I don't...
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Feel like we've hit.
Shannon has to decide, right?
Yeah.
I have to decide.
What are we checking
What
on
are we?
here?
Was that a crossroads or a time
I
passes?
feel like is it weird that that's a crossroads, or do we just get the
No.
time? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's do crossroads.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that fills up our crossroads card. Let me go and crossroads. Okay. Wait. Resolve crossroads. There we go. When all the boxes on the crossroads are checked, we find out what the kingdom does. Lots can happen as the crossroads is resolved, but instead of playing full scenes, you'll use short narrations to describe the actions. If you need to role play, keep it brief. Each player gets to contribute to what happens. Your role determines how you can affect the outcome of the crossroads and when you act. But if you don't like what's happening, or if you want a different voice, you have one last chance to take a stand and change the outcome. You can interrupt the process to challenge something, change your role, or overthrow someone else's role. But each player only gets to interrupt once. Make it count. Follow these steps to resolve the crossroads. After each step is complete, there is no going back. If you want to interrupt or change the results, you have to do it before you start the next step. So, step one.
So it looks like we're letting it happen. Is that my understanding? Is correct?
Well, we're about to, yeah.
Well, we're gonna vote
So,
right now.
Oh, I don't get to vote in that.
So step one. Are we going to end the game?
No.
No?
Wait,
Okay.
well, what do you
no.
mean? Are we going to end the game?
We might is this game of Kingdom totally
No.
over kaput?
Yeah.
But maybe for
So-
the night.
Yeah.
Maybe for the night.
That's fair.
So step one, end the game. Are you going to end the game? This does not change how the crossroad is resolved, but may change what players decide to make happen. If resolving the crossroad fills a crisis or a time pass card, continue and resolve them before you stop play. Okay, so we will technically end the game, because we're gonna come to a stop. So step two, set the stage. Read aloud the crossroads and all the items in the yes or no columns to remind everyone what's at stake. Okay, so the crossroads is, will the kingdom decide to shut down the annual innovation fair? Currently, we have in the yes column,
If we shut down the fair, it will raise Ford's prominence.
if we shut down the fair, it will raise the Ford's prominence. In the no column, we have, if we do not shut down the fair, then we will find another way to deal with the dwarf. And if we do not shut down the fair, then there will be a law that gives magic an advantage in the market. And then also, if the fair happens, so if we do not shut down the fair, then the guilds will fix their prices.
And there was something also.
Yeah.
the law being passed. There's a boycott. If
I have
there happens.
so there's a prediction in conjunction with the law being passed. Like, if the law is passed, there will be a boycott, and then also a prediction: if we shut down the fair, it will raise for its prominence. Was a prediction that was made.
Yeah.
Do the feels also go in there?
No, that kind of comes at the end of the
Yeah.
crossroads here.
Okay.
So that is, yeah, it is true, but it doesn't.
So this is what will happen.
Yeah, this is purely looking at results and consequences, as opposed to like
Morale.
yeah. We'll get to the morale at the end of the resolution phase here.
Okay, so step 3, decision. So our power players, which are Mildred and Love, will they basically vote to say yes or no to the crossroads question of, are we shutting the fair down? There is no going back. Once we make a decision, this will radically change the world in a fantasy world that doesn't exist.
Okay.
But there is no going back.
Okay.
So if the end result is a tie, blah blah blah.
I mean, I think we probably agree.
Yeah.
Mildred votes no. We are not going to shut down the fair.
And love is eternal like the sky filled with stars as the planets swirl above also votes no. We are not shutting down the fair.
Okay, so the fair happens. Step 4 is orders. For each order a power character is put on the winning side of the crossroads. The power player who controls it decides whether to let it happen or to cancel it. If you cancel it, describe what you do to stop it. If you do not cancel it, show your character seeing it happen. During the step, you can only decide whether the order you said earlier comes true, not make new ones. If no one controls the order, because that character is no longer a power, it happens automatically. If multiple orders take effect that contradict each other, they cancel each other out as directly as possible. So our current orders on the no column were... we're going to find another way to deal with the dwarf.
And we did.
Yeah.
Yep. So narrate that happening. What does it look like at the fair?
So at the fair, I envision the existing guilds having just ridiculous blowout, like think about Oprah, like you get a car and you get a car, you know, everybody's getting iPhones, and the big announcements are not only do we have the new widget, but our price
cheaper
on
than last year's widget.
Yeah, it's cheaper than, which is just completely unheard of, and people are flocking to the widgets, and so over in a corner is Henry Ford the dwarf showing his widget that runs on, you know, burning wood pulp, and
fuck steampunk,
and people are just completely ignoring him. And he
get your monocle dance out of here.
And he looks real sad.
I like that you added that detail.
It's a steampunk dwarf. If he's not it's illegal for us to not have him wear a monocle.
Right. It's true.
Okay. So our second standing order is if we do not stop the fair, that there will be a law that gives magic an advantage in the market. Is it staying up or is it getting canceled?
So I think it's staying up, but it's not staying up in the way I initially intended it.
Okay.
So I initially intended it in like some weird like tax break way, right? But I'm thinking instead that one of the other
well, it can only the order as you said it can only come true. You cannot make new ones.
Right.
So
Right, but there's a law that gives magic an advantage
Okay.
in the market. So, no, it's more of an inversion. I'm going to say it doesn't come true. So, I had put forward like the whispers to the different interns or whatever to start the process on such a law. And so we get a scene of me kind of like making the circuits again and just being like, no, now is not the right time for that. Some
Right, I
other
like the
time.
idea that you're walking around, like, reading a paper with, like, headlines about all of the super new widgets. You're like, nah, we don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay. And then we have one last prediction, or we have one last order, don't we? If the fair happens, then the guild will fix their prices.
Yes. And
So narrate. I'm assuming that's still happening.
that is part of what happened with all of the widgets. So, yeah. Oh goodness.
Because we can still definitely make a profit off our widgets.
Indeed. So, but also, since the people at the top are not going to take pay cuts because that's just not how they do, there are probably about a week or two, or maybe at the end of the quarter, going to be you're gonna hear layoffs in some of these places.
So about the time that our game decides to pick, like our full game decides to pick up, there will be kind of like rolling layoffs for all of the guilds.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good thing Sierra already lost his job.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so then after that, it's predictions. None of my predictions happened. They were all in the no column, or they were all in the yes, we shut down the thing column. So I don't think that actually. So hold on a second. What's a perception? Oh wait, no, we do have a perspective. It's me. Okay, so we don't have a perspective action. Yeah. Okay, so step 6.
Now it's popular reaction time.
Each touchstone decides whether everything that has happened during the crossroads resolution, the decision, the outcome of the predictions, etc., has brought the kingdom closer to disaster or calmed the situation down. Show what your character thinks about what has happened. Say whether you are, or what you say where you are and what you think. This shows us what the people of the kingdom feel. If you think the situation is bad for the kingdom, you may check the crisis boxes. If you think it is good, you may uncheck a crisis box. Or do nothing if you prefer. So yeah. So how do the how does Enix feel about this whole situation? Again, remember, Enix is not I guess maybe they're going to become part of the guilds.
Right.
But yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you personally feel about the situation?
I mean, Enix didn't want the fair to stop. And, while there's a lot of shitty things happening with the guilds, getting more power and all that, I think it still is unchecking a crisis, because I feel like things would have been a lot worse if we had stopped everything.
How does Enix feel about the radical lowering of prices for the guilds?
I mean, is that...
Because that's new.
Is that not a... Did I not know about that?
You didn't know that was going to happen.
I mean, is there a reason I shouldn't see that as a good thing? Yay, things are cheaper?
No, I'm asking how you feel. Whether it's good or however you feel is valid. I just want to know.
I mean, for now, it's yay, lower prices. But
well, you're in a career that is dependent upon the guilds buying the things that you innovate, the things that you
I
create.
know, but there's too many different factors for Can we uncheck a crisis box and then check it back?
Yes, actually,
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
fine.
rule that says we can't.
Really? Fine. Well then, fine. It's -1 crisis because they believe that the fair shutting down would have been a bad thing and that things would have been bad for that. So not shutting it down was the correct way to go. But +1 crisis because the thing that gives them money is now cheaper. Or I guess it has to be about the kingdom.
Right, there's less money to go
though.
around.
Well,
Right.
well, think about how you feel specifically, and that just applies to the rest of the game. So, like, Enix is walking around. Let's say Enix is walking around the Innovation Fair on, like, their break or whatever, right? Because they just got done showing their thing, and they're seeing all of these other widgets and gadgets around, and they're looking at the prices, and they, like, start doing a little bit of mental math. And at first, they were really, really excited to see all this sort of stuff. But then they start to think, wait a minute, how are we going to be able to pay our people?
Okay. So
Does that make sense?
yeah.
That kind of sounds like what you're saying.
That makes sense because Enix is being affected theoretically is going to be affected in this the exact same way that the people of the kingdom will be, in the sense that, like, oh sweet, we get this cool new cheap thing, but in 3 months, like at the end of this quarter,
Yeah.
shit's not going to be quite as rosy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because by the end of this 3 months, Henry Ford is fucked. So okay. Okay, so step 7 is reflection. One at a time, read your wish or fear aloud. Is that still what your character is thinking about? If not, you can change to a different wish or fear, including changing the wish to a fear and vice versa. Tell us what made your attitude change. So since Emily just went, I'll go. So my Wyatt's fear is that the kingdom is too focused on profit and is losing its innovative spirit. Actually, he's somewhat less he's less scared of that now. Because like it looks like basically it's like he's now seen that they can let go of their purse a little bit. Maybe they just need a push. So he's not super worried about that. So he has, like, I don't know, maybe he has a new fear. No, let's go ahead and I'm going to change it to a wish. He hopes that, what does he hope? He hopes that I don't know. What does he hope? Oh, Jesus Christ, I deleted more than I wanted to. Let's see. What does Wyatt hope? Wyatt hopes to move to a cabin in the woods, settle down with his bird husband. Who is Cass, the parrot person from Legend of Zelda.
Oh.
Listen, Cass is a pretty attractive bird man. Shannon can confirm.
Indeed. If you're into that, you know.
Wyatt hopes that new innovations will push the kingdom even further. Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. Love.
Yes. And by the way, that is love is eternal like the sky, filled with stars as the planets swirl above.
Yes. Now you know. Now you know my pain.
I know. Well, you created this pain. It's your own pain.
Yeah, you chose to partake in it.
So their wish for the kingdom is to retain proprietary products and knowledge, and I don't think that has changed
No.
at all.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Okay. Done.
Okay. Mildred.
Mildred fears that the populace will create anarchy in a violent way, and I do not think that has changed.
Okay, makes sense because we just had to jump through a lot of hoops to keep them from. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and Enix.
Enix fears that the bootleg technology will hinder the creative direction of the city, and that has changed.
I would imagine so, yeah.
And tell me if this is too vague, but I've got, I fear that the guilds are doing more harm to the market and their citizens than good.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay. Okay.
Now we mark time passes.
Yep.
Oh, is that a required step at the end of?
So
Yeah.
time passes. Anyone want to take a stand?
What do you mean?
Well, I think that's a point.
Oh, like if
about-
that had happened earlier, how do we
Yeah.
do that? Okay.
Anywhere.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, and I think we're done. Yeah.
So what that means is while a crossroads is going on, you can like interrupt what's going on in order to change what's happening.
Oh.
Yeah, if you disliked what happened with Crossroads.
Or what was happening as it happened.
Cool. All right. Anyone want to? I feel good. Everybody feel good?
I feel good about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that feels
Okay, cool.
good.
So that brings, I guess that ends our first sort of game of Kingdom, which was super fun. I don't know when we're gonna come back to the Kingdom, but I like that we have these players in place to do that whenever we want to.
Mm-hmm.
If we ever need to figure out what's going on in the world, and also we have some background problems.
Yeah, this could be like an ongoing
every now and then.
in between kind of thing. Yeah.
When the player, when you motherfuckers do some ridiculous bullshit, like maybe kill the head of something, or become the head of something,
New Crossroads, guys.
or whatever.
Listen.
Maybe we can come see how this can be like, because I feel like we don't have like a what happens on the ground level a lot with the people who are outside of our little group. So this is interesting.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I don't know. How do you sign off a podcast? Like we're not like a pod. Our episodes just end. So I guess future Brian.
Yeah.
Fade up outro track.
That's a good
And
ending.
scene.
Yep.